live from Ground Zero. Yeah, YouTube is a job. Alright, so it looks like Paddy Duke looks like after watching the HBO documentary Storm Over Brooklyn, it looks like Hot 97, they finally, after all of these years, fired Paddy Duke. I mean, they said no longer employed, but does that mean that they made him resign? I'm curious to know, did they fire him or did they make him resign? Because that's some real bullshit right there if they made him resign. Right? So I hope not that I hope that they fired him, but it makes, like, for the statement that they're trying to make, by getting rid of him or not doing business with him anymore, the statement that they're trying to make by doing that, basically, right, is to show like they're upset about it and that they don't stand for that and they don't agree with it, right? So if they were to let him resign, then that means that they don't really have the same sentiment as they're trying to portray by saying that they no longer employed by Hot 97. By saying that, you understand? So I just thought it was kind of, weird that they put that there. So I wonder, man. I wonder, did they fire him or did they let him resign? All right? I guess we're going to check that out. We're going to see. But this is very interesting in hip hop, what's going on. I mean, as far as like the fact that Hot 97 is like the top rap station, top black music station, basically. If you want to find urban music or whatever, right, you're going to go to Hot 97. And then for them to employ Paddy Duke, and I kind of think that that's why they never really gave him his own radio show. You understand? Because they did it for a little while, but I don't know, like they took him off. And I wonder why they took him off of the radio and they only had him doing stuff in the background. I wonder why. But anyway, he was doing stuff in the background for mad long. I mean, I heard him doing commercials. I heard his voice doing commercials and stuff like that. Talking about, whatever, the law offices of whoever, or, whatever tax refund thing, whatever. He would do those type of commercials. So, because he has a very distinct voice. So anyway, so I thought that was kind of weird that all of this came out, because I was surprised too. One of my friends had posted it on Facebook, and I was like, "You serious? You gotta be lying." He's like, "No, man, it was in the documentary." And what's crazy is now it's coming out that Hot 97 knew for mad long that this was going on, and then now they want to be like, "Oh, look, HBO." Because of the HBO thing, and we didn't know. Come on, man. You're gonna tell me you didn't know? How you don't know? Well, I guess maybe he was too young and they had the record. Well, really and truly, he wasn't convicted. That's what happened. He didn't get in trouble for that. They let him go because of some statement thing. Not that he didn't do it. They let him go because the cops didn't read him his rights. Did you hear that? Because the police didn't read him his rights. That's why they let him go. It wasn't because he was innocent or proven innocent or, beyond reasonable doubt, there was a doubt that's there or something like that. It wasn't because of that. It was because the cop failed to read him his rights. Right? Okay. So then from there, I don't know. Has Paddy Duke, I don't know. I'm interested to know, like, people who deal with him. Now that you see that this is popping out like this, do you kind of recollect like conversations that you had or situations that you had, with him that made you think like, oh, you know what, he probably is like that, Because I understand how it is, man. I mean, because, Italians are mad cool and there's no beef with anybody, any type of, but Italians are kind of like, known to not like black people. You know, I don't know if they don't like anybody or whatever, but it's just that, I don't know, that was just the image that was portrayed throughout the years, you know? So I don't know how real or fake that is, but, you know, I don't know, like Mulian and all this stuff. That could just all just be from movies and TV shows and stuff and just programming. It doesn't, because I never really ran into an Italian dude that wasn't cool or had that type of attitude about black people, really. Like, I never ran into that situation. You know what I'm saying? You know, like my boys have Italian. His pops was like my pops. You know what I'm saying? For real, like, you know, he never gave me that vibe ever. So, you know, and any Italian that I ever dealt with, they was always mad cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to sell fireworks. Anyway, never mind. So, it was a long time ago when I was little in the 80s. When I was a little kid, I used to go to Chinatown and sell fireworks. Anyway, that was in the 80s. I was a little kid. So anyway, firecrackers. Anyway, so sparklers. You know, we sell sparklers. Anyway, so I never ran into it. We used to go to Little Italy. We used to go to, you know, the feast, you know, all the time, like nothing. I'm from downtown, Lower East Side. We used to go to the feast, so it was no problems. There's no problems. Well, you know, people talk about Bensonhurst and stuff like that. They would be like, all right, you know, don't go to Bensonhurst, you know, because people was getting killed in Bensonhurst, you know, and that's where the Italians were over there. Or Staten Island, you might go into a problem with Staten Island, Italians over there, you know. But I know there's Italians in the Bronx. You probably know problems with Italians over there too. I don't know. Or Italians in, you know, in Little Italy, right? You might have, I don't know. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. So it's kind of weird, you know what I mean? I don't want to say it's because of that, because you're Italian, whatever like that, but you know what? That's the image that was portrayed. And you know what? This guy got killed by a bunch of Italians. Not to say that he wouldn't have got killed by a bunch of black dudes if they was in, you know, that situation. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even have to be about race or nothing like that, but the fact that it was about race, basically, you understand? Because it was just one of those times, man, where they, you know, I don't think it was more so than, from what, I gotta look into it again. I don't know if it was because he did something and then whatever they was trying to get at him, which I doubt it was. I think it was something like, hey, what are you doing in my neighborhood type of thing. Get out of here type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, Paddy Duke, he worked for Hot 97 for years and they never said nothing. And from what I understood, they knew. So now they said they don't mess with him anymore. He's no longer employed. But does that mean that he was fired or does that mean that he resigned? I want to know. Because he could just take early retirement. You know what I mean? He's been there for 20 years or something like that. So anyway, that's kind of crazy. Paddy Duke, not like he's like this major thing, but he is somebody higher in Hot 97. He's been there for years. I'm sure he has some type of say or whatever like that. But more so than that, the fact that this company is getting paid off of, you know, black music, and for one of the biggest cases of, you know, racial crimes in New York City itself, the guy, he wasn't just around or said something. The guy was involved. Like, he went to court and was like, you know, like he was in trouble behind it. Like, he had to go to court for it. Not that he said a tweet and said something and people were like, you know what, fire him because he tweeted this or he said this or whatever. No, he actually was involved in it and the guy died. You understand? It wasn't like just a racial epithet or whatever like that. It was like a guy died because of it. So that's crazy. Anyway, man, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me know what you think, you know. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's cool, but this is a crazy, crazy story. I think we're gonna look a little bit more into it, man, for real. I mean, I don't know Paddy Duke. I never met him, anything like that. I had no reason to not like him or anything like that, and I don't dislike him now. It's just a peculiar kind of story. It's just something. It's content, basically, right? So I'm gonna just speak on it because it's something that's interesting, and I want to know. I know there's people that want to know little questions like that, you know, because it's something that is ironic. Somebody has said that before. It's ironic. It is very ironic. You understand? And then not only it being ironic, you know, a couple of hours later, High 97 puts out that they're not messing with him no more. And then in doing this expose on it, I'm reading and it says no longer employed. And I know how people could BS, man. That's BS right there. That's some real BS, playing wordplay, playing with words. You understand? Paddy Duke is no longer employed. And for them to use those words and not terminate it, you understand? For them to use those words specifically, you understand? It's kind of like a slap in the face. Because what does that mean? And why would you put no longer employed? Why wouldn't you put terminated? Right? No longer employed. It leaves room for other things. Well, either way, whatever. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's cool. YouTube is a job.